latest from the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we bring you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Bea Daes-Fabros. In tonight's Game Plan, Kenneth, Duremdes, and Banal join us to talk about their favorite players and the impact of the Alaska Aces to their basketball careers.
Also play our signature NBA Pick'em game with the 2022 All-Star Forwards. And we'll get the latest from Gilas, Pilipinas as they gear up for the upcoming FIBA window of the 2023 FIBA World Cup Asian Qualifiers. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Wala pa rin tatalo sa Alaska because we are not done with our Alaska Aces fever because the love for the organization stays true until the end of time. Joining us tonight to talk about their favorite players and the impact of the Aces to their respective basketball careers are two-time Finals MVP Kenneth Duremdes and recent Alaska player Banal. Gentlemen, welcome to the game.
Coach, thank you.
Coach
Good evening.
Ken, I'm going to start with you kasi natuwa ako before you came on, before na-on mo yung video, yung pangalan mo doon, Captain Marvel and it brought back so many memories. Coach, nagulat ka ba when you found out about the news about Alaska? Ano yung reaction mo?
Siyempre nagulat tayo and it saddened me. Dahil I can't imagine right now PBA without Alaska. And for how many years ang integrity and solid performance of the team at par lagi or at the highest level. Dahil we know for the fact that ang Alaska is again nandun yung winning tradition. And I'm glad naging part ako noon. And parang hindi ko ma-imagine na mawala na talaga yung Alaska sa PBA.
Yeah, Gab, I'm sure for you also, you were also shocked with the news of the end of the Alaska Aces franchise. You actually had a short stint with them last year, and it was very special because it was your return to the PBA. Now, how big was the Alaska Aces and their impact to your basketball career as you returned to the PBA?
Yes, Bea, you're correct. You know what? Kasi ever since I was a kid, nanonood ako ng PBA when my dad watched the games of my dad sa Cuneta as the Dome, Alaska yon. So lumaki talaga ako sa Alaska minute to minute. And nabigyan pa ako ng opportunity to come back to the PBA and Alaska pa yung nagbigay sa akin ng opportunity. So I was living the dream talaga to play for the team that I grew up cheering and watching in the PBA. So it's really special to me.
Di mo naabutan yung Air Force? O yung mas lumang iteration ng Alaska. But
Air Force hindi na.
Pero Coach Ken, a lot of people have been looking back at yung history ng Alaska, syempre, since the time has come for the franchise to finally say goodbye. And everyone has their favorite players. And I'm actually curious kung sino yung mga favorite players mo. Either to play with, to work with, and of course, siguro idol mo rin as a teammate, Coach.
Well, obviously, to work with Johnny A, playing A, Gilas, Bong Hawkins, ibang level, no? Coming from another team, joining Alaska during 1997 Governor's Cup, iba yung treatment, yung professionalism nila, and the way they work, no, every day, iba. So parang hindi ko ma-imagine na this is the reason pala that they are all winners. No? They work hard. There's no excuses when we lose the game. And those players, no, naging tradition na talaga nila. Even Johnny and Gilas, no, the two leaders of Alaska Aces, hindi mo ma-imagine na that time they're big names na, no? Stars na sila. Pero when they practice, when they play games, and walang special treatment, especially kay Team Phone. Siguro yun yung reason, no, na I love those guys. I love playing with them. And nagbigay ng name din sa akin itong mga guys na na-mention ko dahil they helped me a lot during my transition with the Alaska Aces.
Now, Gab, you also mentioned your favorite players in Alaska, and none of them naabutan mo, no, in your short stint with Alaska last year. But then you mentioned the same players as who Coach Ken mentioned. You said Johnny Abrientos, Jojo Lastimosa, Jeffrey Carriazo, Bong Hawkins. Why did you choose these players in this particular generation in the 90s?
At ba't wala si Coach Ken?
Ay, oo nga
Oh,
pala.
yung tanong ko, ba't wala si Coach Ken doon?
Nung si Coach Ken nag-Alaska, MBA na yung dad ko eh. So hindi na kami nakakanood ng Alaska.
Okay.
May reason.
Kasi tinignan ko yun eh. Bakit 1997 at 1998 yata si Coach Ken pumasok Alaska?
Okay.
Sa MBA na yung dad ko lang eh.
Actually,
Siguro yung
97,
yun, 97.
Ayun.
Yeah.
Pero,
See, tama ako.
oo. Pero Gab, you mentioned all of these names. Naging inspiration ba sila in terms of your own personal game growing up?
Yeah, kasi parang yung tingin kami yung Alaska Aces na yung starting five na yun, parang Marvel superheroes eh. Kasi syempre bata kami, so we were four boys. So isa kami, may favorite basketball player kami. Tapos susuot pa namin yung wristband ni Jola sa left, ganyan. Tapos yung papagawan kami ng jersey ng dad ko, ganyan. So parang Marvel superhero sila sa amin eh. So may kanya-kanya kami favorite players. And yun, si Coach Jeff, naabutan ko, siya yung naging coach ko sa Alaska. So very memorable experience for me.
Coach Ken, you mentioned also si Sean Chambers at si Devin Davis, and we all know yung impact ni Sean Chambers sa Alaska franchise. What made him special? Kasi siya yung nagpasimuno ng resident import talaga dito eh.
Yes, sila yung dalawang import na nabutan ko. And if you compare them sa ibang super imports na dumadating dito, ito yung mga imports na walang talent. But they have big hearts. They have winning traditions also. They refuse to lose. No? Lalo na si Sean Chambers, unang dating ko sa Alaska, nag-champion kagad. And then every time, tinatawag namin yan, yung Governor's Cup na yung last conference before. Pag nandun na si Chambers, sinasabi namin bonus time na yan kasi December. Automatic yan. Yun ang kagandaan kay Chambers. Walang talent. Wala kang nakikita special talent ni Sean Chambers. Puso lang. And also Devin Davis. No, napaka-awkward tumira. First game niya, dumating sa amin, first day of practice. Nakita namin paano tumira. And then nagtinginan kami, sabi namin, naku, anong import ang nakuha natin? But then again, hindi pala yon, hindi talent. Puso pa rin. So, alam ko, nauubutan ni Gab si Devin Davis, pero super yon. Grabe maglaro. And yun ang dalawang import na sinasabi kong hindi talented, pero ipapanalo ko ng championship.
Alright, and Coach Ken, when you look back, no, yung mga local players na sinabi mo, si Johnny A, si Jojo Lastimosa, si Bong Hawkins, if there's one particular memory na hindi mo ever na malilimutan, ano ba yon in terms of maybe playing, in terms of practices na never mo makakalimutan sa tatlong players?
Yung mga off the court na hindi mo makwento
Gusto
dati,
namin
na pwede
yung
mo
mga
ikwento
hindi
ngayon.
pwedeng sabihin mo na ngayon.
Mga off the court marami kasi. Ang Alaska Aces kasi parang close family ties yan lagi. Pag walang mga games yan, sigurado yan kami magkakasama out of town. So every time nag-out of town kami, ang umiinom lang dyan talaga si Bong Hawkins sa kasi ako. And Johnny and Jolas and Rodney. Hindi masyadong umiinom yan. So every time na nag-out of town, anywhere, pag may mga out of town games, I remember nasa Ormoc kami. So nanalo kami kasi pag sinasabi naming out of town yan, sasabihin na agad ni Bong Hawkins yan, we own out of town. Kasi hindi kami matatalo talaga out of town. Kahit anong gawin. Recorded yan. Hirap talunin ng Alaska sa out of town. So every time na out of town, after the game, inuman na. Ang nangyayari, kami lang ni Hawkins ang umiinom. Hawkins, Roel Gomez, and sila Kevin Ramas. Johnny and Jolas matutulog na yan. Kaya nga ang biruan dati, pag naging roommate mo si Jolas, maaga ka rin matulog. Tapos babasa ka ng Bible noon. Pero kami na lang Bong Hawkins, hanggang umaga na yan, lasingan na yan. So, kanya-kanya. Oo. Si Johnny hindi rin lumalabas ng kwarto, hindi rin umiinom. And then also Team Cone, alam niya lumalabas kami nila ni Bong Hawkins. Hindi na rin siya lalabas ng room niya pagdating ng gabi kasi alam niya, sasama lang loob niya pag nakikita niya kami nila Bong Hawkins na umiinom. Hindi niya kami pinagbabawalan.
Ang galing na, kanya-kanyang style, pero lahat magaling pa din pag nasa court.
Tama yan. Kaya no excuses. Yan yung kailangan gawin. Coach Ken, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for taking us down memory lane, talking about Alaska. Gab, salamat rin, but please don't go away, Gab, because we have a lot more for you. Coach Ken, thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
After the break, we'll play a game of NBA Pick'em with the top forwards in the upcoming 2020 All-Star Game. Stay tuned. You're watching the game.
Welcome back to the game. We are days away from the 2022 NBA All-Star Game, and since we are always a fan of All-Star forwards, TNT Tropang Gigas Gab Banal is still with us for our signature NBA Pick'em game. Hi Gab, welcome back.
Gab, thank you for staying on. So this is what we're going to do. We're gonna give you two names. You pick which one you prefer over the other, and then may konting explanation. If Bea doesn't like your answer, magagalit siya, sisigaw siya, and papers will be flying. Kaya please make sure you make the right choices, okay? So, let's get started here. We're going to be focusing on NBA All-Star forwards, or at least listed as forward. Kasi alam naman natin, may mga point forward, forward center. So let's just roll with it. So the first one, we have Jason Tatum or DeMar DeRozan. Gab, pick your
DeMar
forward.
DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Okay, bakit? Ang bilis.
Siyempre, parang I think he holds the record now next to Michael Jordan with the number of straight games with 35 points plus. So he's really dominating the East now and carrying the Chicago Bulls. Lalo na may injury sina Zach LaVine, si Lonzo, buhat pa rin niya yung Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
Actually, you know, Pao, I have to agree with you. And just to add to what Gab mentioned, he actually just surpassed Will Chamberlain on the seven game winning streak on 35 points plus, and also a shooting clip of at least 50% from the field. So that's crazy coming from like a guard forward combo in DeMar DeRozan. So I'll definitely have to agree with you on that one, Gab.
See, Gab, she's so prepared. May notes siya dito eh. Oh. Grabe yung notes niya.
Grabe
Kasi
si Pao.
nagsulat siya ng
Binubuking ako.
key notes, arguments for each player. Oo, ready siya, Gab. I hope you're ready for this one. So, up next, this one doesn't feel like, honestly, para sa akin, it's not much of a discussion, but I'm interested to see your answer here. Luka Doncic or Zach LaVine this season?
Sorry, I went with DeRozan. He's a bull, so I have to go with Luka Doncic.
Oh, okay. So, bakit si Luka?
Ang ganda ng number niya eh. Ginaya niya ako.
Okay, sige. Pero okay, numbers aside, jersey numbers aside, Gab. Bakit si Luka?
For me, Dallas revolves around Luka Doncic. That's why they traded Kristaps Porzingis, who was supposed to be the next Dirk Nowitzki. But I was really surprised how they traded away Kristaps for Luka Doncic to shine even more. He is the engine of the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like he is more crucial for the Dallas Mavericks than Zach LaVine is for the Chicago Bulls.
Akala ko nagkamali kami sa graphics pero si Luka Doncic po yan yung nasa picture, hindi yan si Gab Banal. Pero, Lay, agree ka ba?
Yeah, I think I agree with you there, Gab, that Luka Doncic really is the franchise player for the Dallas Mavericks. But if we have the discussion about who I would like more in the All-Star, I think Zach LaVine is a much more flashier player, a player who's more fun to watch. I think he'll give us a lot of highlight dunks in the All-Star. So when it comes to the All-Star discussion, I'd have to go with Zach LaVine.
I told you, may pangontra siya.
Minsan lang naman. First time pa lang, Gab.
Okay. Sige, so ito naman, mas mahirap. Giannis Antetokounmpo or Joel Embiid. Okay, so hindi siya wing, si Joel Embiid, but neither is Giannis really. He plays every position. So, Giannis versus Embiid. Gab.
For the All-Star, I have to go with Joel Embiid because he's a center that can do guard moves. We even saw videos of him doing Kobe and Michael Jordan impersonations. For a 7-footer, I believe that he is more entertaining to watch than Giannis because we can't really see spectacular dunks from Giannis, I believe so. But Joel Embiid, you can see some, skillful moves. He'd probably take the big guy one-on-one, especially in this All-Star game. That's entertaining to watch. That's just me.
Actually, Gab, just to add to what you said about Joel Embiid trying to do guard moves, he just tried to do James Harden's step back, but he did a turnover. Traveling, yeah. It was a turnover, it was a travel. So I guess on that point, it would definitely be more fun to watch Joel Embiid. But if you just make it player versus player, I'd have to go with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's the defending champion with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's just starting out his career. There's so much more ahead of him, and I just really can't wait for him to grab more of those MVPs and titles under his belt.
All right, so the next one here, Gab. I know Kevin Durant is not playing because of injury, but still, we have to put the captains against each other. Let's look at yung work nila throughout the season and yung potential nila going forward. LeBron James versus KD.
I have to go with kung All-Star, I have to go with LeBron because of the fancy dunks. But as a player right now, I believe Kevin Durant is the #1 scorer. Like, no one can even stop him. He's a 7-foot guy with guard skills. Put him anywhere on the floor, he will make a basket. But I believe that LeBron James is more of a versatile player, like all-around player. He's a playmaker, sets up his teammates rather than Kevin Durant, who, he's a scorer.
Yeah. Well, Gab, looking at all of that, syempre, we're not gonna have Bea answer na because she's a Laker fan and she's only gonna answer LeBron.
Of course, LeBron James.
Pero if you have to pick amongst anyone, even from the ones we didn't mention, sino mananalo ng MVP award for the All-Star?
I want Steph Curry to win it again.
I'm a Steph Curry fan too, by the way, Gab.
Pick a lane.
So,
okay.
we're aligned tonight. We're
Okay,
aligned.
sige. So, Steph Curry for Gab. But Gab, we're not done with you yet. But before we go, Bay, let's let everyone know about the All-Star Game.
That's right. For everyone, don't forget to catch the NBA All-Star Game on February 21, Monday at 9 a.m. Philippine time. Now, when we return, Gab Banal continues to join us as he shares his excitement of raising the flag for his first Gilas stint. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game.
Welcome back. You're watching The Game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. We are counting down the days until we see the Gilas Pilipinas back in action for the upcoming February window of the 2023 FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Let's take a look at the 21-man pool. Members of the TNT Tropang Liga, led by national team vet Jason Castro, headline squad with newcomers Kip Montalvo and, guess natin to si Gab Banal. Strengthening the TNT core are youngsters Thirdy Ravena, Dwight Ramos, Ange Kouame, and Northport's Robert Babes Bolick. Still with us is first-time Gilas Pilipinas pool member Gab Banal. Gab, unang-una, congratulations for being
Gab.
a member of Gilas
Thank you.
Pilipinas. Reactions when you found out that you were going to be part of yung Gilas lineup?
Syempre, it's an honor. Very overwhelming. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that na makukuha ko sa pool ng Gilas and a chance to be in the final lineup. Especially playing under Coach Chot, who know that dinala niya nga yung Gilas Pilipinas sa World Cup. It's really exciting for me. It's kind of difficult also because we're in the middle of the PBA season. But, if the country needs you, there's no excuses. You need to represent the colors.
Now, Gab, we all know that time and chemistry is definitely not on our side as the FIBA Asia Cup. The FIBA qualifiers is already next week. But how is your team coping? How is the Gilas pool coping in terms of your preparation with the limited time that you have?
It's good that we only run one system, and as a member of Tropang Giga, I am familiar with the system of Coach Chot, so it's just really gelling and coping up with these young kids and how fast they are to develop and to adapt to Coach Chot's system and to the professional players. So we were in training camp in Batangas, and so we were able to practice with these kids. We still practice with them. It's just familiarity. Given one more week of preparation, I feel like we will be prepared.
No, you talked a bit about the kids, Thirdy, Dwight, Juan, and Ange Kouame, but these guys are relative veterans na sa Gilas Pilipinas scene. Can you tell us a bit about yung development nila? Nagulat ka ba when you saw them in person in terms of their growth? Because they have been, finding ways to get more experience throughout the past few months.
You're right, Paolo. They are definitely not kids, but their age just says so. But in terms of experience of these guys are playing internationally and they've played in the FIBA window. So, kumbaga mas veterano pa nga sila sa amin when it comes to international competition. So they can also teach us, and share what they've learned and their experiences. So it's a good combination of both. And I'm really excited to play with these kids, and I'm amazed how fast how their game matures. So it's really exciting.
Now, you mentioned, Gab, and you refer to them as kids. But then...
Parang tanda na natin, no?
Oo nga eh. But then, gelling with the team and the system of Coach Chot Reyes, how has that been progressing so far with the limited time that you have? And I guess, what are you guys doing to help them out, to absorb the system of Coach Chot Reyes?
Sorry, I call them kids because si Juan sobrang bata
Oh,
niya.
sobrang bata
Tama
talaga.
naman yan,
Oh.
tama naman.
The others and si Juan. Ayun, yan na lang tayo.
Naging roommate ko yan so many times when we were in Dubai and other places. So, bata talaga eh. So, that's why I call them. So anyway, because Coach Chot's system isn't really difficult. It's him allowing us to just play basketball, which is the name of the game. We're having fun. So I feel like the time isn't really any problem. It's just the gelling, and I hope we are able to play some of the tune-up games. I guess before the tournament, but we were able to do that when we were in the bubble in Batangas. So it's really I can't wait.
Are you still the best shooter on the team with all of the new young people coming in? Kasi we all know that they like to shoot too, Gab.
Tanongin niyo na lang sila.
Sobrang humble.
All right,
Dapat oo.
that's completely fine. Pero all joking aside, Gab, syempre, the excitement level is there. And could you tell us a bit about how you find a way to separate, okay, we're preparing for the PBA. At the same time, we're also preparing to represent Gilas, the Philippines in an upcoming international tournament?
I think that's where the professionalism comes in. The ability and the agility to move on from the PBA conference and then focus on the Gilas tournament. It's that's why we're called pros. We're paid to do this job. If the country needs a soldier, the soldier can't put some say some excuses why he can't serve the country. Pag kailangan ka ng Pilipinas, hindi mo naman sasabihin, ay, wala akong preparation. Hindi, laban lang, di ba? So, for me, that's my analogy. If a country needs a soldier just needs to represent his country proudly with honor, no matter what the outcome is.
Ang sarap gawin quote
That was
graphic yan, no?
perfectly said.
Ang
I
sarap
love
gawin
that
quote
so much,
graphic
Gab.
yun. Oo.
Gab, thank you so much for your time and good luck
You're welcome.
for your preparations
Thank you.
and your games that will start already next week. Now, Gilas Pilipinas will be back in action by February 24 against Korea. You can watch the games on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Or why not catch it live? Tickets are now available via ticketnet.com.ph or call 8911-5555.
Bea, magkano yan?
Wait lang. So lower box tickets are at 500 pesos while upper box tickets cost 200 pesos. Laban Pilipinas. Ngayon, bilhin na, Pao.
Oh, yeah. So again, the prices were actually discounted. Kaya bilhin na, we'll see you at the venue. But wait, there's more. Let's move on now. Meanwhile, let's cool down with some updates from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Canada wins its 5th women's ice hockey Olympic gold and regains the title from their perennial rivals, the USA. In women's alpine skiing, combined, Switzerland gets another gold courtesy of Michelle Gissin, who defended her 2018 finish in Pyeongchang. On to the medal tally. Here is the update as of 4 p.m. today. Norway still leads the pack, followed by Germany, then the USA with their latest gold. Switzerland remains steady at 8th, while the ROC and France complete the top 10. You can still catch the remaining events of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and on the Beijing Winter Olympics channel via Signal Channel 198 on SD and 298 over on HD.
We thank you once again for joining us tonight. I'm Bea Daes-Fabros.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and this has been The Game.